Good morning. Today we're going to take a look at the One Page Wonder GitHub page and source code therein. You can check out the README, has quite a bit of information and tells you where we're at with One Page Wonder RC2, which is currently non-functional because it doesn't have a page editor. However, if you want to play with this in a way that you can actually use it, as opposed to contributing to it, you can head over here to the Tarball archive, and this demo, if you hit view raw, you can save that, and then you'll be able to download and extract the Tarball, and that is the actual Tarball that's running on the demo right now at demo.idometeor.com. So you can check that out, and we're going to go ahead and look through here real quick and see what we've got in all these various places. Notes are obviously just notes. OPW is the main One Page Wonder directory structure, and where everything specifically contained to One Page Wonder is. Drop-in code is for things that are not quite packages. May be a package one day, or may have a package version, but are not being used in a package sort of way. Site-specific is for where you would put your code for the sections, your own CSS, and etc. to keep it clear hierarchically of all of this good stuff. Packages are, packages, alright, pretty much have just bootstrap themes and bootstrap stuff in there right now. Public is where all your images are going to be. There's a primary space for your own images, as well as a OPW directory or One Page Wonder directory specifically for One Page Wonder related images and content. Scripts are where the installer will be, database backup, and etc. I'm not even sure what's all in there right now. I have my standard Meteor friendly ESLint RC, my gitignore tuned for Meteor, my JSCS JSON file, which will help format your code automatically to a, or at least your white space and things like that, to a given style, tuned up pretty good. My turn project, my Travis for auto building with my tests that don't do anything. License, README, coding guidelines, and JS doc configuration. Now we're going to take a quick browse through the primary directories here, and we will get a look at the .meteor directory first. Includes your basic things that tell Meteor that you're in an actual Meteor location. And then we have the packages file. I'm going to go ahead and get some of these other things loaded up too, since my internet is not the fastest in the world. And this is all the, we'll save that for a minute. The packages I include by default, I'm a very package minimalist sort of person, because the more packages you use, the more prone your stuff's going to be to breaking, and you didn't even have to do anything for it to break. You just fire Meteor up and it upgrades a bunch of packages for you without asking, and then boom, you're broken and you have no idea why. Okay, so I use Meteor accounts. I use a lot of standard Meteor packages that are actually produced by Meteor development group, such as the less is in there, and email, browser policy, all your standards, Meteor platform. And then I like Aeronoda's Meteor Hex packages are pretty awesome. So I have his firewall and the profiler, debugger, inject initial, and fast render are super. Those last two are super integral in how fast One Page Wonder can load its pages. A little jQuery UI, of course, sortable for the page editor that I am currently working on, service configuration, and jQuery validation, which I actually haven't started using yet, but is also included for people who are extending or customizing this. And now in site-specific client, you can see that we have a place for CSS and a place for hooks. And CSS is real self-explanatory. This is where you would put CSS to override or customize your own site. in the sections.js, there's nothing going on in here. It's just simply set up so that you can put in your events and helpers in there if you want to. You could try an on-render, but I'm not sure. I've never experimented with multiple on-rendereds on a template. I assume it probably doesn't work, but maybe it does. If it did, that would be great, and you could put those in here. And if they don't, and you need them, then you might have to do some hacking, because I do use a section on rendered. I guess it's possible I could move it somewhere if I'm going to just have to try that sometime. And then Bootstrap, Dropins. I don't know how I ended up this deep. I don't need to be this deep in here. I'm in the Dropins client. This is where I have my DDP connection logging and my Google Analytics currently loaded. I did write a Google Analytics package that you can install with Meteor add. I do Meteor : Google Analytics with a dash in between. However, in between the Google and the Analytics. However, in here I like it better this way. So that's my preference. Here's my connection logger if you wanted to look at that, and my Google Analytics code if you wanted to look at that. Now the main one-page wonder stuff all happens in here and is organized pretty nicely. You can see I like to use lesser files than more, because I like to have a project view that you can actually look at and interpret in a few minutes, rather than having to take like 6 days to figure out how the files are laid out before you actually start thinking about what they might do. All contact related client side information is in here. Editor there. Exports is right here, and I'll show you what that does. It does nothing right now. But if you wanted to export some variables globally or to other packages or something, that's probably where I'm going to end up putting those. The main is kind of what happens last out of everything, so it's actually like the least main of all. It has some on login hooks and my rendered function for the alerts, which are specific, and authentication events, etc. Navigation related features are right here, and then there's a lot of goodies happening in the main. All of the templates that are primary to the system are located right here in OPW. As you can see, this is kind of where I left off in some of that, but all my templates for the whole site are pretty much right there, except for contact and the editor and the scroller, which is really cool scrolling information here. This is the actual output code for the scroller. No matter where you see that scroller, it's being output with just this little block of code right there. And this scroller thing right here, we can ignore, those events are in progress. This handles scrolling to the top or to the next. And then right here we have the indicator helpers, and that tells it where to show up, if it's supposed to show up in the section or not in the section, but in the footer, etc. And Wonderbar is pretty awesome. Comes with a whole bunch of templates, Bootstrap components. You can see right here is the menu list, and I have wonderful little things like the Jumbotron and a carousel, and these are all just template code you can stick in there, change a few things, and they will work as long as your images, say, are set. And there's the actual barcode, and here's some columns will automatically be put in for you. Really nice right there. I love the Wonderbar. It just all runs on these few little lines of code. Actually, if you wanted to count the actionable lines of code, it's 2. I mean, I guess you could include 4 if you go for the function, you know, like the function declaration and event handler. But the actual code, I mean, boom, insert bootstrap element or pop modal is pretty awesome. And that pop modal, that's just for the helper. So it all actually happens in just a couple lines of code, which you can find in the API, which we should probably work our way to, because that is one of the most integral parts of One Page Wonder, is this API. As you can see, it's 2,930 lines. Very, very integral to the whole integration of the system. And if we wanted to go find, say, where that section of code for the Wonderbar pop modal is, we can just say find pop modal with a colon after it, and boom, I'm there, and that's what it does. It says, oh, I'm gonna render a template with data, and that data is, or that template is the modal data, or modal template. This is the data has been passed in, and it renders it to the body. There's not a lot of error checking right there right now, so you kind of need to do your thing properly. There's a lot of documentation in this file, on its way to being very JS stack friendly. However, I think I'm only like halfway through the documentation, so there's a lot of X's in here representing code to be put in. But as you can see, there's a nice boot linter or bootstrap linter built in. You can bootlint your code right from within inside One Page Wonder. We'll look at the browser policy real quick, a little bit of security. These are the only sites that can load external content and things like that. If you needed to do some customization of that, you would be kind of on your own. I mean, obviously I could help you with that, but I'm just, you know, this would be probably more site specific. These are specific to One Page Wonder in general. Now this is where we load Kadira and some create user hooks again, and declare collections and our exports and injections. Injections handles the head, and methods are actual proper Meteor methods. I think there's just one right now. I'm not super huge on them. And Kitty says hello, and that's probably pretty good. Remember, like I said, you can take a tarball from GitHub /iDoMeteor/tarballs, which you get our public repo. I had a bunch of other ones in here, like I had all my tarballs in here, but I had to remove them because they had my keys. Probably I will put all the previous betas and RCs and all that for all the software up here once I remove my keys. And I want to thank you very much for taking a little GitHub tour of One Page Wonder. You can find me at github.com/iDoMeteor, twitter.com/iDoMeteor. Search YouTube for iDoMeteor and subscribe to me or something, because I don't have enough traffic to declare my own URL there yet. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks a lot, and good luck One Page Wondering. You can currently find me on iDoMeteor.com. It is set up with Rocket Chat, so if you want to drop in there and chat with me, go right ahead. Thank you.